Sorry if I'm hey, because I heard that my voice was too soft and was hard to hear this morning, so I'm going to speak clearly to you guys right now. I'm done with my little walk. It's like probably close to 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's that late. I've had a busy morning. I was running around doing errands, and the fact that I'm walking everywhere takes that a little bit longer. But I was happy to do it. It was my morning exercise and I love doing it. So I had good music, you know, so I did it. Anyway, again, thank you guys again for joining us on the review shows. And despite what Dad may think, he enjoys doing them. I mean, I will say, oh, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And he'll say, no, let's talk about this. So he wants to be part of it, even though he pretends not to really, not to really want to be part of it, because he wants me to do it in the sense of, you know, you started this, so you should be in charge of where it goes, and this should be totally you and not him, which is fine. But, hey, you guys like seeing him, and I kind of like him. He can stay. So, today's talk is about my dad. Now, I've done a few talks about him before, like on his birthday and Father's Day. Well, not on his birthday, because this is the first time we've done a show on his birthday, but like Father's Day, about how he stayed with us. And not that he had no, like, it's not even about that he stayed with us, but that he hung around and that he really was there throughout our lives, and how he is still there, as you can see. I mean, it's not very often you see fathers and daughters do stuff together like this. I mean, even when the father's retired, he's usually off doing something else, but not my dad. He's helping me with my show because he sees the importance of me bringing you guys a good show and a quality, and it's not just me being silly on a camera or him being silly talking about, Moray or something like that. It's us basically talking to you honestly and with something behind us, meaning in our heads, other than just have opinions about how you don't like this and how we don't like the way so and so is dressed and acts. No, we react based on what we know and we've grown up with and where we come from. So, enough about the blah 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 talk. But again, thank you guys for joining with us. And honestly, if you give us input, I have no problem answering your questions here or in comments. And I've gotten a few comments, like somebody wished Dad a happy birthday. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I passed it on to him. He gave a smile. That shy. I'm the nicest guy. I've dealt with that all my life. So if you see him as your dad or you want to adopt him as your dad, just have at him. So you can send me money though, because, I give the goods. Anyway, what I really wanted to mention was that he's been through a lot with us. I mean, I've told you guys about my walk and why I take it and where I've come from and what's happened. He's been on the walk with us too. And he stood right there. And he wanted to, because he knew this was the long haul. And he always wanted to be a father. I asked him one time, I said, did you always want to be a father? He's like, yeah. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. Just like I always wanted to be an actress. I've always wanted this. It took me a while to see it and figure it out. I had to go through all the different jobs and all the different paths in my life, artwork and forensics. But when I hit where I hit, I was truly, truly happy. And despite how I drive him crazy on a regular basis, which is a joy for me, I'm sure he's happy to have my brother and I around. And he wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, for a man to go through what he's gone through with the two of us, it takes a lot. I'm sure people were like, how's he managed to do it? How's he doing? He's like, I just do it. And we don't go out of our way to make it complicated or difficult for him. If it turns out to be a complicated, difficult problem, that's not in our control usually. That's not something that we decided to, hey, we want to make your life a little bit more of a pain in the butt. Things just happen. But I've learned, and I know he's always said that in his eyes, and he will say it, and I think God will not give you anything he does not feel you can handle. And my dad's religious. He basically turned to religion a while ago. I think it has to do with his uncle passing away. He loved my Uncle Joe, my great Uncle Joe and his Uncle Joe. They were like best friends. I mean, my Uncle Joe was my grandmother's youngest brother, and they were like best friends all the time. They would sit around, they would joke, they would talk, they would do everything together. I remember when I was little, we used to go to their house all the time. They lived in the town right next to us, and we were over there all the time. And to this day, Dad can tell stories about Uncle Joe, and you can just feel a little bit of the pain of knowing that he's not around anymore, and just knowing that he really, really, really misses him still to this day. So that's my dad. And I do that a lot. That's my dad. Hey, that is my dad. And I have no problem saying it. I will say it forever. And he'll joke about it with me and stuff like that, but he knows I can take it and I can dish it back because he helped make me that way. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. So you guys, any happy birthday wishes you send my dad for tomorrow, I'll thank you in advance. Thank you so much. He likes knowing that you guys like what he's saying just as much as you like what I'm saying. By the way, Sharknado, the review. What's with the 93 views, people? Just remember, we're not stopping with the bad sci-fi. As long as they're going, we're going. So, sci-fi, bring it. We'll take it down. You guys have a great weekend.